That's more like it.
Written on top here.
Crime Watch.
It's the main prospect of what we're talking about today.
Yep.
I call it Crime Watch.
Crime Watch.
Yeah. As in me, you and Lee.
All right. Harry Lee.
Yellow coppers. Yeah.
Sounds like quite a dated concept, like Crime Stoppers or cops.
Talking to the ones that related to what we're talking about today.
So the concept for your picture is Crime Watch.
All had everything to do with crime-related programs today. And the first one I talk about today is from Sky One, original series Hitmen.
So this is a crime comedy sitcom Ryan would like to talk about. Incidentally, welcome everyone to another RDB Reviews with Ryan. Ryan has just discussed his latest illustrations. So obviously streaming summer has now come to an end. And Ryan has now created an image called Crime Watch. And it's going to be about dramas or comedies or programs about crime. Yeah. So this is a comedy sitcom directed by Oliver Parsons, written by Joe Parham and Joe Markham, starring Sue Perkins, Mel Giedroyc, Asim Chowdhury, and Tonya Cornelius. Summary: the comedy about best friends Fran and Jamie, who go into the murder for hire business. The graphic does make them look a bit insecure as hit people.
Yeah, so I will say the title itself, Hitmen, which are not actually men, or cast the most unfunny people in the roles instead of casting actual actors in the actual role.
Okay, so you didn't find them very funny?
No, I thought this was hilariously bad.
Hilariously bad. So it ticked a box as far as being funny, but it was also bad.
Yeah, as in the dialogue, it just...
I'm with you. Okay, so if I just read what you've written here, Ryan, then you can fill in any gaps. So Ryan says he was intrigued by the show. The new series was hilariously bad, as Ryan's just said. In the prose, the bright spot of this series is the chemistry between Sue Perkins and Mel Giedroyc and a few amusing moments. Well, they are a comedy duo, aren't they? So I'm sure that they back up each other quite well. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so now they've got guns. In the cons, Ryan says there was no story to tell. The side characters added nothing to the show, and a lot of the jokes didn't land with me. So that's always a very diplomatic way to put it, Ryan. The jokes didn't land with you, but maybe they're aimed at other people.
Who probably they are fans of those two from British Bake Off.
Yeah, even I'm aware of who they are, and I don't watch TV, but I'm aware of Mel and Sue. Is it big budget? Is it produced by British TV? Tell me about its production, Ryan.
British TV, and it was, I think it's earlier this year. And
do you find it helpful to get recommendations for what to watch from anyone or any other source, or do you just scroll?
Well, I do get recommendations definitely from Netflix or Amazon, where the link just pops out nowhere. Like, okay, thank you very much, but I can't be bothered with this one. Yeah. Or if say something like Teenage Bounty Hunters, I'm like, oh yeah, what two teenagers doing bounty hunting? Brilliant.
Not sure about that. I wonder if your recommendations are based on what you've watched as well. So maybe it's feeding you things that it thinks you're interested in.
And also, there are things that I'll probably let alone until later on.
Okay.
Like you say, like, if I wait till like 6 months or less for like something like this or Entourage, then I might watch it.
You've always got it in the back of your mind. Hopefully you don't feel bad that you're not able to watch everything because like you say, there's so much being produced. You can't watch it all.
Well, I agree with that, but also like trying to balance things.
Yeah.
Because like I've been stalking 2 new things right now. Like learn to like enjoy the sunshine outside in the garden a bit, play with my dog.
Good man.
and probably help out with most of the garden as soon as I can.
Good. So as long as there's still some sun and a bit of autumn before it's winter, because we will be stuck indoors soon, probably. And then you can really catch up on things. But yeah, it's good that you pace yourself. Anti-hero stuff, I'm guessing, if they're hit men, hit people, they are the bad guys, or they are killing bad people. I mean,
to be honest with you, other than those two, I can't even remember everything else, really.
Mel and Sue, it's about them. It's a vehicle for them.
Well, yeah, if you can, like, basically, the easy way I would say it is, if you are fans of them Great British Bake Off, you'll probably be interested to see what they get up to.
Gotcha. Okay.
But you're not me, and you're just watching it just because of those two, then you might be disappointed.
Okay, so Ryan says he doesn't recommend this one, but that's absolutely fine because you are generally praiseworthy of things that you really care about. You're not saying watch everything. So good for you for standing your ground there and saying not really keen. You gave it a go, but it's not for you.
No, exactly. Okay. Right, now that show is out of the way. Mm-hmm. Let's get to the one like two of them up.
Yep.
Coffee and Kitten.
Is it Coffee and Kareen?
Yes, that's it. I always Coffee and...
Okay, let's have a look at the graphic.
This one, first of all, I just want to get out of the way first. So bad film. And also, this is like one of the casualties of Netflix trying to push a lot of their content out there week by week, despite of taking each one of their time with the story they're trying to produce. And this one was one of them.
So this came out in early April on Netflix, and you feel that was it rushed out?
Well, me watching it, it does feel like that a lot. But actually, was there for like the jokes.
Yeah.
Which the jokes didn't work at all.
Did you watch the ride-along films? There was a couple of them. I think, was it Ice-T? I can't think who's that.
Oh yeah, ride-along. Sorry, yes. I did watch the first one, the film which I discovered Kevin Hart. Before he's in everything.
Ryan is not a big fan. He rates this 1 out of 10, which is a shame. Should we discuss the plot, or should we just say that this one was not really worth your time?
Talk about the plot you want.
Ryan says the plot is a 12-year-old scheme to scare away his mum's new boyfriend. Police officer James Coffey backfires, exposing his family to a secret network of criminal activity. The film is bad. In the pros, Ryan says the only thing that I remember from this film was the swearing, which they use a lot. In the cons, the chemistry between Coffey and Kareen was not at all there. The villains are stupid, and my last criticism about this film is Ed Helms is so miscast as a cop. He didn't have the capability for the job. That's fun. That's interesting, because not everyone should be able to play every role.
Or I play a cop. Like, God, there's so many actors who play cops.
Yeah.
The only ones I can think in my head are Jay Juno and Michael Pena from End of Watch.
That's a good film. It's a strange film. I enjoyed that though. Yeah.
And Matthew Broderick from Inspector Gadget.
Classic cop movie.
Well, before he steps up the hat.
Yeah.
And everything else.
I'm thinking off the top of my head, Ryan. Have you seen Training Day with Ethan Hawke, Denzel Washington?
Oh no.
That's good.
But
that was nominated. That's a good film.
I did hear about it a lot. Definitely.
Yeah. It's a good film. It's worth watching. That's serious though. Cop comedy is its own genre.
Oh yeah, I can think of other ones like the 21 Jump Street.
There you
go. Comedies. Yeah. And the other one I can think of is on TV like SWTAT.
SWAT.
Yes, what?
Yeah.
The recent one has been brought back. Magnum TI.
Have you ever seen any of the Police Academy films?
No. The two main leads are no chemistry whatsoever. Ed Helms is definitely miscast at this cop. Because if you look at the poster, it doesn't look like he's an actual cop. Want to fight for Balkwill.
But then the plot, Ryan, it discusses the family dynamic. So he's trying to get in with Kareen and the 12-year-old scheme to scare away his mum's, so his mum's new boyfriend. So it's about the family dynamic and the fact that he's a cop features.
But still it's bad.
It's bad. It's generic sounding.
The only thing I can think of that film is the swearing. Actually, it was a A+ for me. But other than everything else, no.
Okay.
But my last crime drama of the day.
Yes.
Is The Last Days of American Crime.
Here we have actors posing with guns, looking bad. They could be undercover cops or bad guys. Who knows?
Yeah.
Ryan will tell us. So Ryan has said this is an action and adventure drama. Is it a movie, Ryan?
Yes.
Based on The Last Days of American Crime by Rix Remender and Greg Tocchini. As a final response to terrorism and crime, the US government plans to broadcast a signal making it impossible for anyone to knowingly commit unlawful acts. Graham Brick, a career criminal who was never able to hit the big score, teams up with famous gangster progeny Kevin Cash and black market hacker Shelby Dupree to commit the heist of the century and the last crime in American history before the signal goes off. Ryan says, I was looking forward to this film to see what it's all about. It does sound like an interesting plot. The film was pretty good. Ryan says in the pros, this film was the simplest heist movie you can possibly imagine. Michael Pitt was such a joy to watch as this character on screen, and this film demonstrated how to society on a brink of collapse. In the cons, as well as I enjoyed the film, it was a slog to sit through because of the pacing and runtime of the film. The violence was used a lot too much, and this film takes about 2 days to watch it. So when you say 2 days to watch it, is it
It took 2 days for me to watch it.
So you're saying your experience of it was affected by the fact that you broke it up?
Yeah, not only that, but like I said before, both trying to schedule myself out.
Okay.
And basically, I had to stop, pass through it. I needed to help my mum and dad sometime. Need to help some personal things around the house.
It takes a long time, Ryan, to do what you do. You have to watch the whole content and then think and then write about it. It's a lot of work that you're required to do, so I understand. So, Ryan, this feels a bit science fiction-y, a bit futuristic-y, a bit like The Purge, but not about killing people. It's more about all crime is stopped somehow. Can you explain that? Signal, if it's not a plot spoiler, what signal do the US government put out that stops crime?
I think it's like those signals, you know, like you get like with alarms, like going off like fire detectors. Well, not really fire detectors, but sound like, and like immediately stop criminals. Like it nearly just stop criminals for like stop committing any crimes. So it's easier for the police to catch them and bring them to justice.
Interesting. If they're not committing crime, then the police can't catch them, presumably.
Yeah.
Confusing.
This characters played by Shirley Copley.
Yeah.
You know who was in the 18 remake?
I remember watching the Liam Neeson vehicle, but I don't recall who was in it. So the cast, Ryan's got Edgar Ramirez, Michael Pitt, Anna Brewster, Patrick Bergin, and Sharlto Copley.
Yeah, that one.
Signal, I suppose that's a bit of science fiction. You know, we've invented this signal that stops people doing bad things.
Yeah.
But how does it not affect good people? Does it just affect people that are going to rob a bank or?
Well, yeah. Or like you said in his plot, yeah.
Mhm.
Like it's almost like the Purge in a way. And like it's like trying to get line this reality. It's gone so corrupt and more out of control than ever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's up to Edward Nibler, Michael Pym,
Yeah.
and whether his gang to like for the biggest heights ever and trying to like basically restore like order in the city.
You mentioned that it's the simplest heist movie you can possibly imagine.
Yeah, it's like the most simplest heist movie you can possibly think of.
All right, that's possibly a good thing.
Yeah, exactly.
After like Ocean's 11, 12, 13, we're tired of hearing the convoluted heist movie plots. You're like, I don't care. Just get on with it.
I was gonna say the Fast and Furious 5 as well.
Got you.
Well, to the third act. Yeah, it's as simple as like everyone know their roles, know what they are. Like this chick is a hacker.
Yeah.
You're the one who caused trouble for them to distract the army. This guy in charge of getting everyone in there so the plan could be completed.
Are we rooting for the heisters, the robbers? Are they the good guys?
Well, they do look like they similarly like the good guys. They are like forcing men from the law, so they're not actually like good people, but they just like people like have enough of society.
Yeah.
They just want to get their freedoms back.
That's the thing. When a government becomes tyrannical, especially in the US, this is the idea, then it's a good thing to take up arms and fight the power. So maybe the film is implying that they are good because the system is bad. Yeah. But that might be giving it too much thought. I don't know.
I don't know because it's been like 2 months since I saw this film.
Yeah, that's fair. Whenever I see a poster with people posing with guns, I tend to assume that it's not very complicated. Ryan has said at the end that he will not recommend this film to those who don't support violence. So that's a very interesting stance, Ryan. Is it a very violent movie?
Oh yeah, they're definitely violent, yeah.
Okay.
And definitely when Sally Copley's character betrays their teammates only for a disagreement. Some of these people also, they're like unstable of individuals that they will do absolutely anything to accomplish their task.
Does it set up this kind of purge-like explanation at the beginning of the film? Does it explain that we've cancelled crime with this breakthing thing?
I think it's just like a one-off. I think it's just a one-off.
Okay, so it's not a franchise, but basically you understand the science fiction nature of it pretty early on. And I suppose anything else you would say about the characters is related to this world in which they live, which is not our world. It's another kind of dystopian dimension.
And I can imagine like families will probably be off-putting or from watching this at all.
Not a family-friendly film. Okay.
Yeah, like too much to go on. They're probably like, yep, I was going to just watch this and then just before I put my children to bed. And probably like, yeah, I was just going to watch this and then after this I was just going to pretend that film I didn't watch.
I noticed, Ryan, you've not really recommended any of these, which is absolutely fine. That's a good reviewing point. You don't think they're good, say so. No. So you're not a huge fan of any of these particular releases, but you did like Gangs of London, so you are a fan of crime dramas.
Yeah, and also Well, yeah, if they are enjoyable and make sense as well. Getting to London, at least that one's like more the one of the most look forward show to watch. Other than those three of which we just talked about. Let's quickly talk about The Hater.
Bit of a mysterious looking poster. I'm going to show, this is all I know about it. So I've not heard of any of these before Ryan is talking to me about them this morning. This is a thriller directed by Jan Komasa, written by Mateusz Pakovic, starring a very interesting cast of names that I won't pronounce very well. I recommend you visit Ryan's review if you want to see.
I think it's like a Danish film.
Yeah, I will butcher these Scandinavian names if I try and say them. So, interesting. This is a Netflix release, is it? Yep.
Yep.
And the plot is an ambitious young man starts working in the dark world of social media smear tactics and learns that his virtual games have very real consequences. I'm thinking of Kyle Broflovsky now, or his dad, sorry, in South Park, the troll. Anyway, I was interested in this movie because it was something to do with social media. Yeah, so on Zeitgeist. This film was so fascinating in a good way. The pros, Ryan says, our main antagonist is a fascinating figure to watch and a prime example of how people can get hooked into the dark side of social media and today's culture. The film does keep you guessing to see what's going to happen. The runtime of this film is the right amount of time for the film, and by the end, I felt like Tomaz, more like an anti-hero. Okay. And the cons, at times the film can go too creepy, and a lot of this film can be unsettling to watch. I'm not sure if you've seen any of these Scandinavian crime thriller programs. There's been a lot of them. Is it the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo? I've not seen it myself. There's a lot of, yeah. That one has
I ever watched the Karate Kid prequel show on Netflix yet.
That's a bit of a tangent. Is that crime related, or are we just spitballing
Oh no,
Netflix?
this is like I'm talking about like I think they're like sequel TV series of the Karate Kid.
I heard that Daniel Caruso will be coming back. Yeah, that'll be fun.
Which is all 2 seasons, which was officially on YouTube, but right. Now they are found their way into Netflix.
Are we talking about that now?
No. I just mention it.
Okay, no, fine. So a little hint.
Back to this film.
Okay, we'll be talking about Karate Kid at some time. Yeah, this looks very bleak. That's what I find about Scandinavian drama. It's never sunny. It's always grey sky. No one ever smiles. And it's very serious. So you enjoyed this one?
Yeah, which was very fascinating.
You said. Is it in English or is it in Scandinavian language?
It does feel like English to me.
You could understand it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, this is going to be a enjoyment experience.
Cool.
Yes. And the main antagonist, which is just like this small little get a job at this like big like he's basically dating this girl out of high school, which is like daughter of a famous like online philanthropist, which is like started this big social media like empire, and like basically this film is like how will one person deal with social media and to the dark side of it.
That's right. So it says he gets hooked in the dark side of social media.
Yeah.
I assume that meant he goes trolling and stuff, but it might just mean that he's just reading things and watching things. And it keeps you guessing as to what's going on. So it intrigued you. You don't quite know what's happening until the end of the movie.
Yeah, exactly.
That's good.
And also, like, if you, first of all, I think the main actor actually made this film more likeable and more, like, interesting to watch. And see, like, how it goes in his own, like, belief of social media.
The film is following his journey into social media.
How he explores it to his advantage.
Or disadvantage. I would say it's like gambling, Ryan. The house always wins. And in the case of social media, the internet always wins. It's for the person to remove themselves. And you say at the end that he becomes an anti-hero. So without plot spoiling, he does something bad, I'm guessing.
Yeah, pretty much. Which I did too. And he's stating this boss's daughter, which it's actually like end up in the movie, end up becoming friends. And also his dad is like the in talks with charge of like electing the current politician, or the corrupt politicians.
Politics, social media, and this guy, and connected to the powerful rich guy.
Yeah, and when the movie like progresses, he started to actually like basically more like an anti-hero, and his eyes start becoming pale and pale as the movie goes on.
Is he the hater? Does he hate?
Well, yeah, but in the eyes, which it comes down to the third act, which is like there's a robbery at this museum, which everyone at their school is on, and crimes committed, and all of a sudden he tried to like basically be like Superman, somehow just come in there and try to stop this from happening, and everyone getting hurt by putting himself on the line to help it, but like saving everyone by almost risking his life. But he played puppeteer behind the scene, as in like he mandated it to happen.
So he's pulling the strings.
Yes, but with no one else knowing. I thought the actor itself, he played the role so well of like the subject matter is going on. A lot of people today probably would find it not big of a deal.
Sounds like quite a staged drama. And the fact that you found it intriguing, Ryan, fascinating, is great. I think that's a really good sign. Yeah. I mean, no offense, by the way, because I assume that you enjoy your blockbuster movies. We've just come off the summer without much blockbuster action. But for you to say not everyone will enjoy this, I just want to say if Ryan enjoys it and he is open to all sorts of things, then you don't have to just be a fan of Scandinavian horror to enjoy this. It's in English, for one, you said.
Yeah. My only comment I will say was at times the film might get too scary.
Do Netflix rate their program PG-13 or R-rated?
Yes. I think they do, definitely, yeah. Like, every single time I put on Netflix, not when I'm scrolling down, with all, like, the big squares and everything. Like, here. These little squares here.
Yeah.
And if I click on now, which is only here, which is like Dead the Year, and the Mount Seasons is on.
Yeah.
And you can choose if you want to watch the actual series now or just download it.
I'm with you. Yeah, so in a sense, that answers my question, I hope, that basically anyone at any age can watch whatever they like on Netflix as long as they have an account. So I'm just wondering if they bother to certificate their programs. Do they say age restricted?
Well, yeah, on the TV version on your screen.
Right.
Or say like your iPad. But also like got the creators listed here. And the people who star in it.
Got you. Okay. And I suppose if you're watching a scary thing and you don't like it, switch it off. But I'm just wondering if there was any protection for younger audiences not watching things that might upset them.
Oh, here we are. I found it. Yeah, and see that little circle there?
Yeah.
That's the age it shows.
Okay.
Like Stranger Things, which is a 15-rated show.
Got you. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you very much for that, because I hadn't thought of that before. Obviously, I'm a grown-up. I don't look for that. But if you have children and you want to be careful about what they watch on Netflix, there are guidelines. Yeah.
Or like this recent one.
Yeah.
Away with Hillary Swank guarding a 3-year mission onto Mars.
Cool. Recommend this one, Ryan, which is great. So 1 out of 4, Ryan has recommended to watch. But for those who wanted an opinion on the others, if you've heard of them, we've covered Hitmen, Coffee and Kareen, The Hater. What have I forgotten?
The Hater.
There is another one we covered. But anyway, Ryan is not a huge fan of most of these suggestions, but they form...
It says for the last one.
The last one, The Hater, which is good. Scandinavian drama.
There's a crime comedy. Serious, like, crime drama. Chaos. And there's Hitman, which is exclusive to Sky One.
Okay.
Yeah, talk about like some old video game nostalgia to me, which is the original Smackdown versus Raw 2004 video game. This brings me all the way back when I still had my PS2, and also I think probably it'll be a big fanboy moment for you, personally.
You say that. Go on.
Yeah, which this is all Smackdown versus Raw.
I mean, I wish I had a PS2, right, but I never played wrestling games on it.
I do remember the trailer fondly in my head, Legends of...
There's been a lot of Smackdown versus Raw posts that they are of different games. They're PS3 generation that you've been more recent.
Like, it does look like they are definitely ageless. But in this one, I think you can like choose which brand you want to represent yourself. Either Raw or Smack.
Indeed.
Sweaty, greedy man.
This is from 2004. This is a PS2 game. And as ever, when Ryan does one of his game reviews, he's got a lot of statistics, a lot of information for the fanboys, as you say, people that are interested in the game. They might have played it in their youth. Ryan says the game was very good. The pros, I remember the first teaser trailer for this game being so epic. It makes you hype up for the game. First thing about this game was the selection screen, which you can choose which brand you will support, Raw or SmackDown. The match types are the same as previous games. The game graphics are great, once again. You can play little mini games just before you have a match, which it does bring a new layer of realism. And the voice acting from the season mode was pretty good. In the cons, the roster itself was lacking without Stone Cold. No Stone Cold. Brock Lesnar, Kevin Nash, and Goldberg. The backstage brawls toned down in quality, and character models do look hideous, as well as the entrance creator. I suppose on that point, voices, they can do a lot easier with PS2 than character realism. That would be too much for PS2.
Oh yeah, but I think this is the first one which they actually hired like actual, not this is the only one that haven't got like the actual voice acting in it until later games, which they do.
Okay.
And yeah, so it basically got like every superstar from that like 2004 period, for like Chris Benoit, Chris Jericho, Triple H. Yeah. They got like legendary names in there like The Rock, Mankind, Kane, Bret Hart, the Legion of Doom, Andre the Giant, and The Undertaker. Like in his like legendary like 1990s get-up.
The old hat. So it's just kind of a random collection of famous wrestlers. It's not necessarily who was wrestling in 2004, though Undertaker, as we say, still is, which is crazy.
But instead of like, these are like, for these legends, they don't come out with the actual entrance music. They come out like, you know, like those old big trolley things they used for WrestleMania 3. instead
Kind of.
of, like those big trolleys that have like wind ropes on them.
Okay. Yeah.
Those ones.
Okay.
They just wave.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah. They kind of pulled in a little cut. Yeah, lots of Smackdown versus Raw games. That's an interesting subgenre there, Ryan. It's a bit like FIFA. Is there a Smackdown versus Raw recently? Because I saw on your review page there's one from 2004, one from 2009, and one from 2010.
Yeah.
So have they made lots in the last decade as well?
Well, that's when they decided to stop making them.
I see.
Not move on to the next generation, which is the 2K games. And there's been like a couple of games that are shifted to either to the Nintendo GameCube all the way to like games that doesn't really associate with wrestling, like WWE Clash Hour.
And that's not really realistic wrestling then?
Nope.
Oh, okay. They're driving cars.
It's like Smash Brothers. It's
I'm
like
with you.
Smash Brothers. Let's just put WWE superstars in.
Dwayne Johnson behind the wheel.
Yeah, put them behind the wheel. And let's see if they can destroy each other, only for the boss's amusement.
And I look forward to talking more Smackdown. I'm sure it will come up. And crime. Ryan's going to do more crime-related stuff for us next week, I think.
Or just do like similar subjects like this in different ways.
Ryan, it's really nice to see you again. I hope you had a good break.
You too.
Thank you, mate. And I'll see you on Thursday.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, see you Thursday.
Thank you very much. See you again soon.
Bye.